Hello, and welcome to Lawjibsa's YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about understanding the bankruptcy process and effective strategies for creditors. We will discuss Haru Management's bankruptcy process guide and emphasize the need for creditors to take action. The table of contents is as follows. 3 key points for the bankruptcy process. How to participate in the bankruptcy procedure. Lawjibsa's role in the procedure. Process of filing for bankruptcy. The rights and obligations of creditors and future prospects and strategies. First off, 3 key points for the bankruptcy process. So, we are now expecting the start of repayment since Haru Management's bankruptcy was declared. The timing and amount of repayment is still undecided as of now, and so collaborating with attorney Wang Min Lee is extremely crucial. There is still a long way ahead because we still have to take action for the affiliate's bankruptcy proceedings and trace virtual asset transfers and discern claim obligation relationship among affiliates such as Haru Management and Haru Invest. So how can we secure repayment assets? We need to resolve various legal rights related to FTX and address the legal relationships of Svalbard Holdings. We also have to proceed with the recovery of debts related to B and S, as well as initiate asset recovery procedures against the executives. Rest assured, Lawjibsa is here to take care of all of that. So, how do you participate in the bankruptcy procedure? Claim filing is fundamental to participating in the bankruptcy process. Evidence required by the bankruptcy trustee is as follows. Haru registration email address, wallet address used for virtual asset deposits, exchange account information or deposit transaction history, certificate of seal impression or in the case for foreigners, notarized and apostilled POA, and proof of ownership of deposited virtual assets. For your information, this is not a definitive list and is subject for adjustment. Once you have everything ready, you have to file the claim. You need to submit creditor evidence online for claim filing, and it is very important to get acknowledged as a creditor in order to participate in distribution because insufficient evidence may lead to objection of the claim and prevent participation from the procedure and the distribution of assets. So, does filing a claim establish you as a creditor? As mentioned above, failure to get acknowledged as a creditor makes it difficult to participate in the bankruptcy process. This means there is a low chance of receiving any asset recovery. Thus, it is crucial to submit accurate and sufficient evidence when filing the claim. So what happens when your claim is objected and you are not acknowledged as a creditor? You need to seek acknowledgement through final inspection judgment. This is handled by the rehabilitation court in a separate legal proceeding. If the claim is still not approved during this process, further civil litigation is necessary, which will be the final phase. Next, Lawjibsa's services. Lawjibsa plays various roles in the bankruptcy proceedings to support creditors. First of all, we filed the bankruptcy for Haru and obtained the preservation order. At the time of payment suspension, we swiftly obtained a preservation order to prevent asset loss, providing creditors with legal opportunities for repayment through the bankruptcy process. Secondly, we represent your filing of claims. We handle the claim filing process for creditor acknowledgement and proceed with the repayment process once the claim is approved. Last but not least, we carry out legal procedures to recover lost assets and retrieve recoverable assets. We also strive to recover lost assets through various channels. We lead the legal procedures for asset recovery from affiliates, B and SE, and FTX, while working closely with the bankruptcy trustee. Like we mentioned, we lead the legal proceedings to recover assets from affiliates such as Haru Invest and Block Crafters. We also fight for asset recovery from B and S and FTX. We make all efforts to recover claims through the FTX bankruptcy process and settle futures trading contracts. We also collaborate closely with the bankruptcy trustee. We support various lawsuits required in the bankruptcy process and assist with the procedures for asset distribution. So to sum up Lawjibsa's services, first, we maintain close communication with the bankruptcy trustee to represent the interests of creditors. We provide regular updates on the progress of the bankruptcy proceedings and share necessary information to the creditors. Secondly, we provide legal support for fraudulent transfer cancellation lawsuits and negation right lawsuits required in the bankruptcy process. We carry out all legal actions to protect creditors' rights. Third, we support the distribution process of assets. We collaborate with the bankruptcy trustee to establish and execute a repayment plan, ensuring that creditors receive fair repayment. Lastly, we trace the virtual asset transfer from Haru Management to Haru Invest and B and S, making all efforts to uncover and recover hidden assets. Next, let's talk about the Bankruptcy Procedure Guide. We handle the entire process of the bankruptcy procedure from filing the application, bankruptcy declaration, appointment of a trustee, creditors meeting, to the distribution of assets. Each step proceeds according to legal procedures, with the goal of protecting creditors' rights and ensuring fair asset distribution. Lawjibsa actively represents creditors throughout this process. So, the process begins when the debtor or creditor files for bankruptcy with the court. Next, the court reviews the causes of bankruptcy and issues a bankruptcy declaration. At this point, the debtor's rights to manage assets are revoked. Then, the court appoints a bankruptcy trustee who manages the bankruptcy estate and represents the interests of the creditors. Next, at creditors' meeting, creditors gather to decide on important matters regarding the management and distribution of the bankruptcy estate. Finally, once the liquidation of the bankruptcy estate is completed, distributions are made to creditors according to the priority of their claims. Now, the important thing we want to point out is that Lawjibsa is taking the lead in recovering the assets that need to be distributed to the creditors. First of all, as the bankruptcy petitioner, we provide direction for the bankruptcy process. We will also pursue bankruptcy declarations for affiliated companies through additional procedures. Also, our focus is on asset recovery. The most important step moving forward is the process of recovering assets for distribution. Various legal actions are planned to facilitate this process. We also want to point out again that we closely collaborate with the trustee. If necessary, we will cooperate with the trustee and prepare additional legal actions, such as fraudulent transfer cancellation lawsuits. In conclusion, Lawjibsa is the best expert to help you collect your debt. Rest assured, we will work with you through every step of the way to maximize your recovery through the bankruptcy process. Thank you. Key updates are shared through Lawjibsa's YouTube channel, and detailed consultations are available via email at contact@lawjibsa.com.